I've had days where all I did was be sad. I've had months where all I did was try to escape the sadness. I lived years of my life in a medicated fog, believing I wasn't loved. And this whole thing is pointless. They told me I was sick. I felt unwell. They took me off pills that I bought secondhand and put me on pills I could buy in a store. Here's my prescription, sir. I don't even know which ones they got me on anymore. This apathetic state seemed somehow better than before because I had been sad all my life and I just wanted it to stop. And numb was the option they gave me. I mean, they told me I was crazy. They diagnosed my sensitivities and my intuitive abilities that were way out of balance with their DSM-5. I mean, I didn't need to be convinced. I loved taking drugs. I was 18 years old, but I had already forgotten what it felt like to live life sober. I let my sadness run me into time on the streets. And anyone who's been there knows that trauma cuts deep. So I put myself in rehab to separate from the heat. That's when I was 18. I ended up in a comfortable space surrounded by professional people whose job it was to help me. Do you know what these caring, educated people did? They put me on more medication. Each time I felt a symptom, more medication. Each time I had a side effect, more medication. All in an effort to get me off of illegal medication. And they said it would balance my mind. It did not. It just made me really tired and lonely from my inability to truly connect to anyone around me, and super skinny, and then overweight. And even though I was in therapy all the time, I didn't understand how to process my emotions because I couldn't feel any of them. I was deeply cut off from me, from the world. You could have called me a zombie or a temporary simpleton. I was just surviving, cut off from my light and starving. Pills when I woke up, pills after I ate breakfast, pills around noon, pills if I remembered in the afternoon, pills after dinner, pills before sleep, coffee and cigarettes between them. But I was sober. I was sponsored, and I worked my 12 steps. And I sponsored, and I walked them through their 12 steps. And I went to meetings, and I went to coffee, and I went to conferences, and I still felt like that broken, sick girl I was 7 years before. Well, I knew the literature better than when I first walked through those doors. Yet deep inside me, suppressed emotions stirred with such fervor, I only knew what it felt like to be on a break between panic attacks. They say the superconscious has a direct line of communication with the subconscious mind, so it can wake us the fuck up. Wake the fuck up! I had to. I just want to say that I've been off all prescription medication since 2018. It took me almost an entire year to detox myself physically and mentally. I tapered off one medication at a time under the guidance of a psychiatrist who had never heard of somebody recovering from mental illness with breath and meditation and intention, but he was willing to try. Praise be that guy. And thank God for my parents, who never stopped reminding me that I was born to be more than sick. And if there's nobody in your life to tell you this, your potential is infinite. And you can be whoever you want to be. You are more than capable. And most of all, you are deeply loved. Can you feel it?